Okay, so we are starting off doing a little bit of a... Oh! I think I said goodbye. I'm sure I just said
Strongly lost.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So recently I went on staycation with my daughter at a rural location. I'm lucky enough to sort of live semi-rurally anyway, so there's loads of like places around near where I live to take a short break. And what I didn't realise until I got there was that the history of this place goes way back. So basically, there was a motte bailey just over the way from this site, visible through the window actually, and I found this out through the information booklet in the house. I wouldn't have had a clue otherwise because it just looked like yet another hill in the middle of Wales, but actually it was a specially constructed, they were a castle basically, a type of castle made of wood, so there's no sort of stone remains left, but what you have is a sort of like a hill like that, and sort of what would have been a moat around it. And this one was built in the year 1135, so going back a long way. And yeah, this was back when the Welsh were fighting the English and vice versa, and this castle would have probably changed hands several times. So it was a good thing I had my spirit box with me anyway, because I had been planning to just kind of do some experiments, see what I could get through this while staying somewhere else. And when I found out about the history there, I was like, oh, we just have to have a go with this. And what came through the box was very relevant, let's just say that. For now, I'm just going to show you a little bit of the history, just to give you an idea if you're not familiar with motte baileys and that kind of thing. Here's a little bit of history. It says a motte bailey was a type of castle introduced to Britain by the Normans, remember that word, after 1066. The motte was a large artificial earth mound topped with a wooden or stone tower, while the bailey was an enclosed courtyard below, protected by a ditch and palisade. They could be built quickly and were used to establish military control over newly conquered areas. Mid Wales, which is where we were staying, where I live anyway, was a frontier region between Norman-controlled territories and the independent Welsh kingdoms. During the 11th and 12th centuries, many motte bailey castles were built along the Welsh Marches and deeper into Wales as Norman lords attempted to expand their influence. These sites were often centres of administration, defence and local power, and many saw periods of conflict as control shifted between Norman and Welsh rulers. So yeah, I'll play you the footage now that I took while we were there of doing the investigation with this and some other equipment. Then I will play you the SD card recording later after I've gone through all the responses so you can hear them much more clearly, because there's some really good ones in this one. The first time we actually did a session, very little came through, and then we sort of like set an intention and called out and took some time to really kind of invite the spirits in, and then this was going wild. Like there were so many responses, references to fighting, being killed, Normans. Have a watch of this. Okay, let's have a look outside. This is the countryside. There's rain. And let's have a look around here. Very nice and quiet. And I don't think the horses are there now, but they were. But this here is apparently an old motte bailey. So that's interesting, I didn't know about that. And yeah, the horses aren't there at the moment. But yeah, nice and quiet. Okay, it literally just started flashing and we haven't even done anything. Like we were just sitting here.
Put the phone away.
Yeah.
Start flashing.
Yeah. Okay, so we are starting off doing a little bit of a... Oh! Is that my vibrations of my voice?
Might be.
That's odd. I've got my phone in front of me though. We're trying to do a little bit of a paranormal investigation here, so just tilt that towards me. There we go, that's perfect. I'm not sure why the ball is flashing.
Maybe just don't talk.
Okay, if we stop talking, that might stop. That's weird. If something is making that flash, can you stop? Okay. Okay, well, I'm not sure about the cat walls really, but I want to see if there's any spirits on this land, any spirits from the time of the Motte and Bailey. That would be interesting. Or any spirits at all really, whether my lot have just followed me from home. So we'll find out. We will do
SBox. Scanning FM.
Right, if there's any spirits here, I've turned it right down because everything kind of echoes a bit. If there's any spirits here, you can just go through this. The spirits of the Motte and Bailey here. A quick test. That is not doing anything.
It comes up in
How weird,
vibrations.
yeah. So if I talk loudly, then it's not that. Really odd. So we're thinking with this, maybe we need some specific questions to ask. So maybe we can ask about the Motte and Bailey. Are there any spirits there? What happened there? Were there battles there? That could be a good question to ask.
SBox. Scanning FM.
It kind of echoes in here. Now we're chatting. Hello.
That time.
What happened with the Motte and Bailey here?
Directions along the line.
Well, we got spirits with us now. A little bit quiet before. Can you make the door flash? See you over here. Are there battles here long ago? Tell me about the history of the land.
Wait.
Are there any names, people associated with this land? Who did the castle belong to?
All that's what.
Is it coming through now?
No, that's a bit.
Any messages? You got any questions? Anything you
Billy has a
What colour is my sock? Can you tell me? It's a question, but somewhere validating. What am I looking at? walking dreams.
One time,
You tell me what happened last night.
then it's not
Or the weather again.
much from the past.
What was it? Do thunderstorms make ghosts stronger? Does it give you energy? Okay, I'm gonna go now. I think I said goodbye. I'm sure I said
Strongly lost
okay.
thousand.
So yeah, at first there were things coming up like coming through and connected and things like that, so maybe that was the spirits getting established. I don't actually think this building was haunted, but I think spirits can sort of be called upon if you have the right intention, and they seem to be able to come through if you call them. I think that's what was happening here. There were lots of little snippets of music coming through, but it wasn't really like radio music, I noticed. It was more sort of like little tinkly, sort of almost like piano bits of music. And that's interesting because in Victorian times, this was another thing I found out in the history booklet that was in this house, there was a vicar that lived really close by, and he actually used to hold like music concerts on top of this mound where the Motte and Bailey was. So that was interesting. And it was interesting that Glastonbury should come through, because when I first heard that, I thought, oh, maybe that is radio bleed. Even though I don't normally hear radio type stuff through this, hardly at all, I thought Glastonbury, that's got to be radio. But then I made the connection between the music concerts being held outdoors. Maybe the spirits are joking around with me. I don't know. Maybe they're saying it was like Victorian Glastonbury there. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Interestingly enough, the name of the vicar that held those concerts was actually called John, and the name John came through later on in the session, so could that have been the vicar? The other names we had were Violet and Elijah, I think also quite Victorian names, so perhaps we're getting two different layers of history coming through here. Another interesting thing it mentioned was one tup. I had no idea what a tup was until, this is really weird, because I'd played like a board game, like a general knowledge game at this house with my daughter, and one of the questions was, what is a tup? I had no idea. Apparently it's a male sheep. So that's when that came through the SBox, I was like, oh, I know what that is, because I'd literally just sort of found out. So that was really weird, a weird coincidence. But yeah, there were sheep on the field near us. That land would have been used as farming land for centuries. So, and it was interesting as well that it said one tup, because a male sheep would have been purchased individually as a single animal rather than a herd. So that was kind of interesting. What really fascinated me was all this talk of like fighting and I've been killed and we lost and the strong win and all that. Even the word Norman is in there faintly. When I play the SD card file after this, have a listen out for that, because that is really amazing evidence, because it was the Welsh Marches fighting the Normans, and the castle would have probably changed hands a few times. So that was very relevant and quite clear as well. Especially like the line, it's when he said, I'm not the kind of vengeful opponent, and it really emphasised the word not. And yeah, it made me wonder, was this somebody who maybe didn't want to fight, but had like no choice because that was the culture at the time? It's really sad when you think about it. They probably just had to fall in line with whatever was expected of them, and that was that. Oh, something else that was mentioned too was like about a wolf that had crept in. Interestingly enough, wolves would have been widespread in Wales during this period of history. I think the last wolf was sort of killed in like the 1500s or maybe the 1600s in certain places. So that was interesting. And it was kind of funny afterwards, it said one wouldn't hurt. So maybe a lone wolf wouldn't have been too difficult to overpower, but a pack would have been a different matter. Interesting. And I'm kind of glad that we don't have wolves anymore. Our wildlife isn't remotely scary anymore. But yeah, imagine having to deal with that kind of thing on a regular basis. Wolves creeping into your houses. No, thank you. So yeah, here's the SD card recording. Please wear headphones and turn the volume up as loud as you can, because I really want you to hear these replies. Have a listen to this.
that time. Reactions along the line. All that's what. I do. No. One top. Then not watch from the pack.
So yeah, just to conclude, it kind of made me realise what it is. Sorry about the noisy. There's always some kind of noise out here when I'm doing these. Yeah, it's normally quiet out here, but whenever I do my videos, for some reason, all the noise starts up. But anyway. So yeah, just to conclude, all this kind of made me reflect on living in such an old country such as Wales with like hundreds of years of history of bloody battles, being so close to the border where we are. It does give you kind of a unique perspective on conflict, and it makes you wonder, like, the conflicts that are going on in the world now, will they still matter in 500 years' time? Or will the two sides be friendly by that point? Yeah, it's kind of sobering to think about, really, that, like, given enough time, most enemies eventually unite, like the English and the Welsh. We're great friends now for the most part, except for when the rugby's on, then it's a different story. But other than that, I think, yeah, it's kind of sad, really, that there's so much conflict in the world still going on today. And it's just worth reflecting on this kind of history, you know, and to sort of recognise our capacity to be friendly with the enemy. And I think history kind of shows us that. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the video. Do like, comment, subscribe if you did. And yeah, love and light to you all. Stay curious. Bye. At least we got that on camera. A squirrel has just dived into a plant and we're not sure why. Hello. Hello, squirrel.
He's like,
He's like, oh, I'm on camera. You've been